What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast Podcast, and I'm so happy to release the episode I've been talking about for weeks now. Memphis Grizzlies legends Tony Allen and Zach Randolph joined the show to talk everything from their Grizzlies career to their college career and much more. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want to see more videos like this. Love the support we've been getting recently. Let's hop straight into this. Well, hey, this is awesome. I appreciate you guys sitting down here. So let's just hop straight into this. Zebo, I'll start off with you. Obviously, going back to your time in college, you played at Michigan State under Tom Izzo, who's still coaching today. Jason Richardson, you guys were able to play alongside one another. And now, flash forward today, both you guys have kids in college playing right now. Yeah. McKinley over at Louisville, and Jace just had one of his career best games against Oregon the other night with Michigan State. I got to ask, have you and Jason been able to talk at all about this experience? Like, wow, like it's kind of crazy what's going on. And also, is there that small part of you? I mean, you got to be a supportive dad.
Yes.
You got to be at the same time like McKinley. Come on, like.
Man, you know what's so crazy? I talked to Jason yesterday. You know, we're gonna have him on the show, have him out the mud soon. But that's what we're talking about our kids. Like, you know, Jason got his first start the other night. Yeah. He exploded. And I'll be watching nephew. So, and I told Jason, I said, man, he ready. And I'm telling nephew, keep doing your thing. He come out had that game, but he ready. And Jason watching McKinley. You know, McKinley she been playing good, getting more minutes, and she had a good game against Cal and Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. And he been watching, was talking. So we definitely talk about that and seeing that, you know, how our kids develop and put times in, and the difference. You know, we come from a struggle. You know what I mean? Jason come from a struggle. You know, out of Sag Nasty, Michigan. So you know what I mean. So like, you know, and we came out. So we just comparing the differences with our kids. Like, no, we gonna keep working. You know what I mean? Because that's all we know. So yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then Tony, I'll flip over to you. I mean, let's look at your time at Oklahoma State when you were a senior. I know it's a heartbreak, you know, coming up just 3 points shy of trying to make the national championship in your senior year of Oklahoma State. But with March Madness kind of being the next major tournament coming up here in the, sports slate in North America, what is your experience like that you want to talk about while you're at Oklahoma State playing in the, March Madness? And, what's that heartbreak feel like coming up just shy of trying to make a national championship game?
Oh, man, playing that tournament definitely was an honor. You know, obviously, of the year, you got to look at, man, all those battles you had through the Big 12, trying to, win our conference, receiving awards like Player of the Year, finishing up just strong as in that year to get to the tournament. And then when you get to the tournament, it's a one-game elimination. Everything is paying attention to detail. Everything is being focused, getting your rest, because one game can probably drop your stock, or one game could have you out the playoff. Out the tournament. So big shout out to March Madness, man. I know it's coming up, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of these young cats thrive.
No, yeah, it's crazy experience. I'm a University of Miami fan, so we lost to UConn in the Final Four a couple years ago, but we got blown out. So I got to imagine it got to hurt a little bit more to be so close neck and neck. When you played Pitt down there in the Final Four. So
yeah, I'm familiar with Pitt.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, Zebo, I'll bounce back to you, kind of moving into your guys' NBA careers. You were a consistent double-double guy, that bully ball style of basketball, back to the basket. And, unfortunately, that art of the game is starting to fade now with, everyone stepping back, taking threes at, such a high rate nowadays. Is there anyone playing today that you might still see a resemblance of yourself in? And if not that, is there someone that playing today, if you were now in this new era of basketball playing, that you would maybe model your game alongside of?
Well, like you said, the game is very different. It's not a lot of back to the back basket guys. So, they still got the face. You still got some guys like, I like the way Julius Randle, the way he plays. Even the big kid, Kenny Lofton, I think he's overseas. But he should be in the league. So it's a few guys out there. And, these guys can shoot the ball, and, they got you got Wimby guys at 7 feet. So I think, like you said, where the skill level at, it's good. But probably monitor my game after today. I don't know. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? But they got some dogs. They got a lot of talent right now in the league, man.
Yeah, no, expansion's got to come. There's too much guys that, like you said, are overseas or just not getting run. But and then Tony, I'll switch over to you. I mean, you were known in your time as one of the best defenders, maybe not even of your era, but just kind of the best wing defenders to ever play in the NBA. I mean, you got the props from the late great Kobe Bryant saying you were the toughest defender he ever faced. At what point in your basketball career, whether that was youth or pro, did you realize how much you could impact the game on the defensive side of the ball?
Oh man, that started with I got to give Doc Rivers his credit, man. Well, early on, I'm gonna give rest in peace the late great Eddie Sutton. He told me I need to be able to defend at a high level to stay in the league and have longevity in the league. So big shout out to Coach. And once I got to the Celtics, and we made that big trade, Doc Rivers let it be known, like, yo, you know what? We kept you in this trade for a reason. The reason being is, you're gonna have to do the things that Ray and Paul are not doing on the wing. And in order for you to get on this court, you're gonna have to put your mindset on the defense side of the ball. And I took advantage of that. I had a great chance to, study behind James Posey. James Posey was one of the lockdown defenders that I pretty much modeled my game after, far as preparation, far as how you pay attention to detail and, and his seriousness before games. And I kind of modeled that same blueprint when, once I got to the Grizzlies, it was like night and day. I thought I was James Posey, but just taking it to another level, just consistently watching film and just trying to outwork whoever was in front of me to be that type of glue guy for my team.
Yeah, no, I mean, great guys to model your game after, and you got to play that role. And hey, help when you guys win a championship in Boston, so it's got to be rewarding with that.
Yeah, not too many people sign up for that type of job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody want to do the fancy dunks. They want to shoot the highlight threes, and you ain't got too many people signing up saying, you know what, I'm ready to go out here. And whether I get humiliated or I get embarrassed, I'm gonna keep fighting. And that's the type of mentality I have.
Well, hey, luckily you got the accolades along the way to reward you for your defensive prowess. So not there's at least some recognition there. Zebo, I'll bounce back to you. When you guys both at the Grizzlies, especially you, Zebo, when you were there for 8 seasons, you guys made the playoffs 7 out of those 8 years. While the core was you, Tony, Mike, Mark. That whole time, who was someone on that team maybe during that stretch that you don't think gets enough credit for the success you guys had?
Well, it's a couple guys, but I think for me, probably Rudy Gay, and then OJ Mayo. I know, OJ got drafted by the Grizzlies, Rudy also. So it was a big part of our success as well. Them guys, OJ career, it was okay, but Rudy ended up having a great career. And them guys was ballers. So I think for me, Rudy Gay and OJ Mayo.
Tony, do you have a different answer to that?
Yeah. I'm gonna go in another direction, man. I'm gonna go Coach Hollins. Coach Hollins was basically, the spearhead of all that. He had different personalities in the locker room. And just to have to, our team wasn't built on those big 3 type teams or those, with the a la Kevin Durant and LeBron James and, whatnot. We had guys that were blue collar and guys that understood what they bring to the table, and we collectively came together. And so the way the coach gathered us up and gathered his troops up and get us out there to play night in and night out, it don't surprise me about the grit and grind era, because each guy had that DNA in him to go out there and just show that we here to make some noise, and you got to get your rest coming in here. This ain't one of them. We changing the narrative on Memphis. Like, at one point, Memphis was a town to where, guys go there, they knew they was going to get the win. But we changed that narrative with that group that he had, and I got to give coaches kudos. He led us in that direction.
Yeah, no, you guys, I at least in my eyes, as a basketball fan, you drew a lot of comparisons to those Pistons teams with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Steve Wallace, where, they went up against the big dogs and the Lakers in the finals, and everyone counted them out. And look where they ended up. They ended up hoisting that trophy. But, Tony, I'll continue with, some of your defensive stuff. You've had, been able to play alongside a lot of great defenders in your time, whether it was Kevin Durant in Boston or, Marc Gasol in Memphis. If you had to maybe make a top 5 or a top 3 of the best defenders you ever played alongside, who would they be?
Well, statistically, it show we'll go Mark Gasol, we'll go Kevin Garnett, we'll go Mike Conley, we'll go Rajon Rondo, and then we'll go James Posey.
I like it. A little mix of both teams. Can't complain. And then Zebo, I'll hop back over to you. Looking at Memphis today, at the time we're recording this, it's, they're the 2 seed in the Western Conference, bouncing back from last year where they were injury riddled and even still dealing with injuries. Ja hasn't been able to be on the court as much as he'd probably like. They're still the 2nd seed in the conference. Tons of depth. Taylor Jenkins doing a great job out there. What would be your message for this team going forward to the rest of the season? And, how they can, they're kind of in another underdog situation where it's like you got the OKC Thunder. Everyone thinks, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, all these guys, they might be seen as the underdogs. What's your message to the team?
And just keep what they're doing. Like with this team, their bench, we got a great bench. And last year with all the injuries, the guys got a lot of playing time, got a chance, got a lot of experience. So, like you said, just us being healthy. And when you go out there and battle, believe in each other. One thing about what we did when we stepped out there with the Grizzlies, we believe. We had each other back. We would run through a wall. And that's the same mentality the Grizzlies got. This new era Grizzlies, they run through the wall for each other. And I think, like you said, you got OKC. OKC is a great team with a bunch of great players, but also, we got a great team too. So it's going to be a battle, and I believe in this Grizzlies team.
Yeah, and then I'll bounce it off to Tony. Kind of same questioning. You were able to win the championship with the Celtics, and saw success with the Grizzlies as well. What would your message be?
Gathering the identity early before you go into the playoffs. I know we just came off a disastrous loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I thought would have been a game where we could put the world on notice that we are a force. But like I said, we got out rebound that game, so I wanted us to get back to gathering the identity. When you guys come into the Grand House, hey, we are the force to be reckoned with. And what I can say is Jaren Jackson has been, pretty much the guy, the go-to guy through this year. He's been durable. Obviously, Ja Morant, he's been fighting a few injuries. And just him getting his swagger back. That's all we need because we go as he go. He is a superstar, and he is must-see TV. So, and then we got a electrifying scorer and shooter in Desmond Bain. So our big 3 definitely got to get back to, getting their swagger back, gathering their identity. And like I say, sky's the limits once those guys are playing at the top of their game, man.
No, 100% agree. And then let's talk a little bit about the podcast, Out the Mud. That's why we're here talking today. I'll start out with Zebo. I mean, you guys have had, Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, Penny Hardaway, Joakim Noah, all these greats of the NBA coming through. While I'm not going to ask you guys to say who your favorite is because, I don't want you guys to get in trouble. Is there someone that you've had on the show so far that maybe a story they've shared or maybe a statement resonates with you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, all them guys, it's not one for me because each of them got like a special, something I took for that, for each one that I didn't know, or something that I learned. So I really all of them.
Tony, is there anyone that stood out, like maybe a statement they said or something like that?
Just like what Zach said, each guy that we even had on the show, then had a out the mud moment, and the guys had different paths. Guys, grew up in certain situations to where, they could have easily not been in the position they in now. So that's what makes it so interesting, man, that we actually got different walks of life, but we also get in this fraternity that we all love playing a kid's game. You get what I'm saying? And we've been able to take care of our families from it. And, some careers are greater than others, but most importantly, we understand that it wasn't a right to get into this league, but it was a privilege. And just to know the journeys that we had to get in there, man, I salute them all, man. That's why we call it Out the Mud, and we putting the world on notice that we want to share these stories because it wasn't easy, I could tell you. some days were better than others, but the ultimate goal was getting there.
Yeah, no, because you guys like Kevin Durant and Derrick Rose, who have been the top of the league at MVPs, but the regular fan might not know what it took for them to get to where they are today. So those are the stories that a lot of people resonate with. So I got some quick kind of rapid fire questions. I'll go back and forth with you guys. Zebo, I'll start with you. What's the favorite arena that you've played in that it wasn't a team you were a part of?
One of the favorite arenas, that I liked it. I gotta say OKC. I liked it at arena. You know what I mean? That court was real soft, and we had a lot of great battles in there. So I'll say the OKC.
Mm-hmm. Tony, dream podcast guest, regardless if they're still with us today or they're they're no longer with us.
Dream podcast
guest, yeah, regardless if dead or alive.
Man, I would love to get Michael Jordan on our shit. It's definitely some questions I want to ask MJ, just about his focus. I mean, to win 3, come back and win 3, and not only that, make sure your pay was in order to come back and win 3 was big, man. And just to have that level of focus and what kept him motivated and what drove him. I mean, got the #1 shoe selling in the world today. I mean, just his greatness. My inquiring mind want to know, like, were there any times of being discouraged, or did you ever feel like this wasn't it? We also know that he got other love interests in sports like baseball. Do he feel if he could put that same amount of energy in as he put in basketball, would he be just as great? Just a lot of questions, man, I would want to know. And then plus he played in the city of Chicago. Well, granddaddy,
your city.
Right. You know what I'm saying? My granddaddy used to I'm talking about, I got a whole bunch of cousins, and a lot of them, they was in activities early before me that my granddaddy used to always pull me to the side and be like, boy, get your ass in here and watch this game. And I go in there and watch them games, man, and it'd be like, damn, every time I got finished watching Michael Jordan, I wanted to go outside and emulate something he done on TV. So,
no, that kind of with every generation, there's always that one player everyone wants to emulate. I mean, greatness himself.
Michael Jordan for sure.
Zebo, I got to fill in the blank for you. Tom Izzo is a top blank college coach of all time.
Tom Izzo is the best college coach of all time.
Okay.
I mean, for me, for me, you know what I mean? Like, I know I was there a short period of time, but I learned so much from him. And not only that, he get guys that, that'll run through a wall for him, because guys believe him that much. He's a great leader. Learned so many things about being a man, and me and him still got a relationship today. So I say Coach is the best. I think he's 1 win from being tied with Bobby Knight for the most wins in college basketball. So, hey, man.
Exactly. And then I'll wrap it up with you, Tony. What is your favorite part about the city of Memphis? Not talking about the fans and things like that. Like, what do you enjoy about Memphis a lot?
Enjoy about Memphis, man. I love the Southern hospitality. I love the blue collar grind in the city. I love the fact that everybody just is welcoming. It's love, and the moment I got here, I knew for a fact that I want to spend the rest of my life here. And I'm definitely enjoy the city, man. From day one, as soon as I walked into the airport, Memphis International, man, I've been Memphis. A lot of people now they say I've been here so long. Some people call me Mr. South Memphis. So yeah, man, it's everything about the city and the food. Obviously, the food. They got great seasoning to everything. You go to about any chicken wing spot in the city, they gonna know how to season them wings. I promise you.
That's good to know. I'm a big cooker. I'm a big chef.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to know about. So that's good to hear. Well, hey, I appreciate your guys' time. As a basketball fan growing up, I watched a lot of you guys. I'm gonna have to unfortunately say I am a Warriors fan. So I'm up in California. So hey, I mean, you guys were one hell of a team to watch play against. So hey, props to you guys. All the success out the mud, and appreciate you guys giving me your time today.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.